Hi guys, this is Note for Frost Giants. So listen, you have such an amazing team. You've got an incredible support at the start. You have fantastic composer in your squad, who seems like the only one who still truly gets what the fuck playing games in 2025 should feel like. But honestly, the direction you've taken feels so off that you're ending up with those mixed reviews. And let me tell you how this looks from the perspective of a player who's been there with you since the LAN days of Warcraft 2, who lived through entire times of StarCraft, like the best damn game ever made, that was still sold in the box in the CD I queued up to buy. Then Warcraft 3, the Region of Chaos and the Frozen Throne, that was the best campaigns ever made until this day. And StarCraft 2, which is still play because there is just no better pure RTS out there when it comes to the real-time strategy tag. And sure, plenty of games have tried to live up to the design standard of those classics I just mentioned, but very few have made it. The bar is set so high. You guys, I've done my research over this gaming over 20 years. I've played a share of a smaller and the bigger titles, but I'll focus on the fresh ones. And for example, there is a ZeroSpace, Era 1 and Homeworld 3. Homeworld fell flat because fans expected more than a belt soulless RTS about spaceships with Unreal graphics. It just didn't deliver anything. And Era 1 is super interesting, completely different approach for building base stations or spaceships. This title has much better reviews than Homeworld 3, by the way. Your first campaign is already on its way to being released, and that's a good step. Everyone is waiting for it, and it's already better than Homeworld 3. However, in my opinion, you should really reconsider your approach to competitive matches, whether it's 1-on-1, 2v2 or mayhem of yours. Your RTS games has always been known for being the most responsive of all RTS games at all times, and that responsiveness made you really feel the mastery in every click. You are better optimized than ZeroSpace, I know, because I had chance to play the demo on the same day I made my video about it. Their versus AI challenges was also inspired from your game. There is mutators and some brutal nightmare difficulties, for example. But I also think you are not a top when it comes to the responsiveness mechanics. Very promising game, Beyond All Reason does it better in many aspects. When I play Beyond All Reason, one of the most satisfying things is the ability to control multiple commands fluently, for example, using attack position or drawing a circle on the map to mark a siege radius that commands my units to attack everything within that circle, and much more, like our ability to form different formations where units recognize each other by range. And this is the RTS quality of life for 2025. Maybe it's a good idea to focus on being the best at this again. Games like Command & Conquer, Red Alert, Supreme Commander, Total Annihilation, it's all Beyond All Reasons as its true successor. It's very successful. There is a lot of smaller but highly rated games like Northgard, well, this is not exactly new, Stronghold Crusader, Iron Harvest, They Are Billions, and much more. Spellforce 3. Even though it's got more RPG aspects than the RTS, there is hero levels, talent trees, complex statistic systems, complex quest for items. Spellforce pulled me in way more with its battles between elves, orcs, humans, ogres, dwarves or whatever because of the story. Much more than many mid-tier RTS attempts like Grey Goo or Ancestors Legacy. The campaign was pretty average. The way the cinematics switched to a single player point of view, that gave me chills, that was okay, but the strategic gameplay was less than a rock paper scissors. Still, the campaign was interesting, but I digress. So, now finally to my point, guys. You are building RTS that's a remix of your own greatest hits, and it shows. How the eco works, the unit mechanics, the interface style for each faction, but I've played this 10 years ago. Back then I knew that Kerrigan was a badass since the first time I see her in the game. Look, there were 5 whole years between StarCraft 2 and Legacy of the Void co-op missions. We had the whole trilogy, and then we got the mastery of those co-op heroes and the chance to play sub-factions and units we never could before. And here is the problem. We are 10 years ahead in development now. The storyline ended, but the legend lives on. And you are trying to live up to that legend. Guys, please don't, because you'll end up not as legendary, but more like some rare blue ratchet auction house item for level 59. Another thing, stop trying to hook non-RTS players by force. A casual or even competitive CSGO player will bounce off Stormgate no matter how friendly, clear or, God forbid, easy the interface is. We RTS players don't need fancy assist bots or auto builders. You can save that for co-op or AI skirmish. RTS players know their job on those games. We like discovering things. Fucking hell, sometimes we even like reading stuff like description of a spell or ability, but you're stripping that element away. It's easy to play, but there is no hard to master enough. Tech tree seems just plain. Upgrades in the form as they are just flat ass. Look, Battle Aces is fucking done, and I cry about it that it's done, but you can take this idea into your game for another multiplayer game mode. It's like, why not? Why don't you wanna be with the RTS community? And I think we're smart enough that we don't need a simple economy like spam imps, build many structures, have one upgrade or two per unit, per tier, and that's it. I know it's still alpha and you're working on each race details, but maybe you should just pause for a moment.
Stop right there, criminal scum!
And listen to a saying I picked up when I was living in the Netherlands that really fits in here. Wie dom is met slim worden. It basically means he who is stupid must become wise. I mean, you are still in the alpha stage and you have opportunity to change things. You're doing this in relatively unfamiliar environment, Unreal Engine 5. And when I play your game now, it feels a regression in the evolution of your game engines. StarCraft 2 has its own engine, an improved version of Warcraft which itself evolved from StarCraft 1, and that was what made it awesome. It was not perfect, but constantly refined. It was your thing. There were quirks like pulling an entire mineral line of SCVs just to repair a siege tank in no time, or random Zerg X on the esport maps. That stuff was beloved and people wanted to replicate it. I don't get it why you ditched that vibe. Right now Stormgate feels like Warcraft 2, except I can select everything at once instead of just 9 units. All these units you're inventing, Magmadon, Harbinger, Atlas, Animancers, sure, they have new names, but the idea isn't new. You could already feel that surplus on Warcraft 3 custom maps. If you want a truly fresh RTS, you need to catch up on mechanics. If you don't know what I mean, go play Beyond All Reason, and you will see. I can queue everything with shift. I can toggle auto build in factories if I can afford the resources and the energy. I can create any formation and units arrange themselves exactly how I want. It's beautiful, and I miss that in every game now, like I was missing your crispness from the games of yours. Another example, ZeroSpace. This is a fresh take on resource gathering. If you wanna do it easy on Stormgate, get inspired this way. Map towers for EXP to unlock faction talent trees. Did you play it? I did. The demo is insane. They straight up stole that idea from the Heroes of the Storm and they threw it into an RTS. And I'd rather spend money on something I haven't played before. I tried the demo and I want more. It's that good. It's fresh. It's not the same pattern we've been stuck in for 10 years. Imagine you brought that freshness to Stormgate. Things like unique talent trees per faction. That would be revolutionary. One example, pick a talent and now my EXO becomes either an EXO sniper or an EXO speedrunner, or my Animancer can morph into like Death Raymancer by the talents. My Kree loses AoE auto attack but can revive itself instead. Or my Brute spawns extra links or explodes for melee damage, that kind of thing. and bring back upgrades. It's nice to be more upgraded than enemy, and it should hurt if you are not upgraded at all. A lot of nice strategies came out of that, and this way I'd gladly lose to an opponent who hits me with a perfectly timed attack and I didn't see it coming. And if you layer even more on top, like sub-factions, sub-talents, you'll grab every RTS players out there, because that hasn't been done before. You guys don't have the map problem, you don't have the creep problems, you have a problem where your gameplay feels 10 years old. You know what is actually the best thing that you've added? The Stormgates, because they are new, and this is what is exciting. I hope by the time you release version 1.0 you will be ready to satisfy the hungry community, and you will see which way to go. Much love, you've shaped my gaming taste. Peace out.